with someone they care about. Reaching out the arms. And we're just going to begin to come back to the breath. We might have had a crazy morning getting here. We might feel excited because our partner's just such a fun person. So just taking a minute to come back to the breath. Feeling the rhythm of our individual breath. As we inhale, reaching into the back of the rib cage. A three-dimensional inhale, and then actively releasing that air. Finding a spot between our eyebrows and just simply releasing any tension there. Maybe pressing our forehead into the ground. That helps just massage out any tension. Maybe finding a wide knee stance if that's comfortable for our hips. Breathing in and out of the nose. We're going to take one more deep breath here. We're going to press forward onto our hands into our tabletop with our shoulders above the hands, knees hip width apart. And we're going to begin to move into cat and cow. Inhale, lift up the forehead and the tailbone. Exhale, reach the spine into the sky. Warming up the spine a little bit. Linking the movement and breath together. And next inhale, we're going to lift the right arm to the side, twisting the chest open, and exhale, bring that arm through, threading it through the ground, shoulders resting down, taking a breath here. Next inhale, pressing back up. Tabletop and cat and cow. Exhale, reach the spine. Next inhale, lifting up the left arm, twisting out to the side. Exhale, threading the arm through underneath and resting the shoulder on the ground. Next inhale, pressing back up. Inhale for cat. Exhale, cat, wrong way. Inhale, lift it up. Maybe it's more dynamic as we exhale, and we're reaching the hips back down towards the heels. Inhaling and reaching the chest through the forearms and opening up. Warming up the spine. And one more breath in and out. And we're going to sit the hips back, bring the feet forward, moving into a cross-legged position. And we're going to move so that we link together with our partner. So we're going to link up at the tailbone. From the tailbone, lifting all the way up into the spine, shoulders resting. Respecting that natural curve in our spine. So we're not going to link up the entire way. We're going to bring our arms out to the side, and we're going to link hands. So we're going to press our palms together. And then we're going to pretend like we're pressing a penny between our hands, so keeping that penny there. Opening up your chest, we're going to inhale as we sweep up. Exhale, sweep down. that left shoulder, holding on to our partner's knee, so releasing the hands down, twisting the belly button to the left side. And we're just going to breathe here in this pose, inhaling as we lengthen, exhaling as we might twist just a millimeter more. And coming back to the center, sweeping up. And exhaling the heart center. Arms out to the sides. Twisting out to the right side. Out through that shoulder, releasing the hands down, holding onto our partner's knee to deepen our stretch. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, and twist just a millimeter more. And coming back to the center, sweeping up. Exhaling, hands to heart center. And we're going to bring our right heel to the outside of our right hip. Bring our left arm handed down to the ground behind us. We're going to lift out over our hip with our right arm out to the side. Maybe bring our forearm down to the ground. So we're reaching over our head towards the ground, over our left side. There you guys go. And then we're going to take a breath here. And then we're going to roll that shoulder out so that we're laying on top of our partner. Take a breath here. All right, take a breath. This pose feels amazing. And on the next inhale, sweeping all the way around like something. So the arms coming back to center, switching the legs. Bring the left foot out to the side of the hip. Linking at the tailbone. Yep, there's like a tailbone. That's where we start. Bring the right hand down to the ground, maybe on the other side of our partner's foot. Lifting up, reaching over the head, then maybe sinking down to the forearm. Reaching out to the side, and then once we feel like we're all there, we can begin to open up over that shoulder to lay down on our partner, opening up the chest. And taking a breath here. Partner side has never been so powerful. And one more nice big breath here. And sweeping all the way back up. Nice big circle. And coming back to our cross-legged seated position. Linking up at the tailbone. We're going to have partner one is going to be the partner who is facing the windows. Everyone's partner one. Hands up. Say, I'm partner one. All right, partner two is facing the inside of the building. Partner two, lift up your hands. Do a little dance. Not partner two. Okay, great. So now we know who we are. So partner one is going to have their arms linked over partner two's. Okay? Now, partner one is going to begin to fold forward towards the window. Partner two is going to lean back. We're going to come back up. And we're actually going to switch arms. I think I might have done that wrong. So partner one underneath, excuse me. And now partner one folds forward. That's what it should feel like. Okay. So partner two is feeling this chest opener, resting the back of their head onto partner one's spine. Partner one is beginning to sink forward as they breathe, inhaling, lengthening out through the spine, reaching the tailbone and the crown of the head in opposite directions. And partner two is gently pressing into their back. One more deep breath here. We should be able to feel our partner's breath. Next, inhale, pressing back up, supporting each other. And we're going to switch arms. So partner one on top. Anyway. Partner two is going to fold forward. Partner one is going to be late. And exhaling down. So this next transition we're going to make our way up to standing. So what we can do is we can link arms, bring the feet in front of us, linking out the tailbone. That's important. Linking out the tailbone, and then we can try this as we press up into standing. Or if that does not work, we can just come forward and stand up. This is where I said you're going to know your partner in a minute. So we have space between us. We're going to inhale, sweep up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Holding on to our partner's legs. And adjusting the feet as we need to. And then we're going to look at our partner and we're going to give them a compliment of how beautiful they look. Linking out the tailbone. And then sinking down. We're going to move into our chair. Which is going to be like a curtain squat. Maybe sinking down a little bit more. And then coming back up, pressing, sweeping up the top. Okay, so we're going to face each other again. We were just experimenting with that. Facing each other again. Sweeping up. Exhaling and swan diving all the way back down. Forward fold. Facing each other this time. We're going to step one foot back and then the other. Downward facing dog. Reaching the heels back behind us. Finding our foundation. We want our hands pressed to the ground nice and strong. Beginning to feel the forearms rotate out gently to the sides, opening up our chest quickly. Reaching the chest towards our thighs. And we're going to walk our dog. So pressing one heel to the ground and the other, bending one knee and the other knee. Just get comfortable here. Moving with the breath. We inhale it. Press our chest forward into our plank of choice, which can be a full plank or a kneeling plank. Engaging our core with that belly button, reaching towards our spine, gazing into our partner's eyes. And then we're going to lower down to hover on the mat, elbows in towards the sides. You can lower the knees if you need to. Hover a little bit for a second. We're not down on that. And then lowering the pelvis, lifting up the chest for cobra. In our cobra, we have our elbows bent in towards our sides, not like this. In. All right, I still see some of you guys doing that. Feet on the ground, reaching the shins towards each other. Lifting up into our upward facing dog, hips come up off the ground, like Andrea is doing here. She's such a good model. Pressing back for downward facing dog. And that was one vinyasa. Just a little mini vinyasa. We're going to that one more time on our own breath. One breath per movement. So inhaling forward into plank. Exhaling down to hover. Inhale as we lift up for cobra or up dog. Be careful of our party space. Rest your back. Downward facing dog. Stand here. And taking a breath right here. Partner one is going to get up and come to the front of partner two's mat. Stepping one foot between the hands, the other foot back behind at an angle. So we got a nice stance here. We're going to press onto their lower back and press their hips up. Talk to your partner. How does that feel? Good. And you look around. Pressing so that their weight can come onto their feet off of their hands. Not completely, but that's the action that we're doing here. And we're going to take one more breath here. And gently releasing. Partner two, pressing forward and down onto the mat. Hovering and then laying down. And now partner two is going to move into cobra. Remember in our cobra, we have our hips on the ground. We're simply lifting our chest forward, elbows in towards our sides, feet on the ground. Okay? Partner one, coming behind partner two. We're going to bring a leg to either side, gently holding on to the outsides of their shoulders. We're just going to gently lift their shoulders up. Communicating with the partner. How does this feel? Taking a breath here. And gently lowering our partner back down to the ground, letting it lower down. Partner two, pressing back to child's pose. Partner one, coming behind partner two and gently giving partner two a little back massage. Oh yeah, that's right. Just pressing from the spine out away from the spine. One at a time. Everyone needs massages. Everyone deserves a massage. And you'll get yours too in a minute, so don't get upset. And saying, partner, you're just so awesome. Yeah, all right. Partner two, you're done. Press up into downward facing dog. Everyone, downward facing dog. We're going to move into a vinyasa, pressing forward. Be careful of your partner's face. Exhaling down, hovering, inhaling, lifting up. Exhaling back. And now, partner one gets to stay downward facing dog. Partner two is going to come up. Find that stance, one foot between the hands, the other foot back behind slightly. In front of them. Here, I'll just do this. Find that stance and gently pressing on. Partner. One's hips lift up and back. Communicating. How does that feel? All right, taking another deep breath here. And one more deep breath. And partner one is going to press forward into plank. Exhaling down to hover. Inhaling up for cobra. Down on the ground, pose on the ground, chest reaching forward. Partner two is coming over partner one foot on each side of their body, and gently pressing on their shoulders to lift the shoulders, the chest. Good. And taking a nice deep breath here, the chest nice and open. And gently releasing down. And partner one sinks back, child's pose, and it's massage time. Partner two comes behind and just gives a nice massage. telling your partner how awesome they are. Pressing back, we're both going to be in our downward facing dog. So mirror your partner. Just make your way to downward facing dog. Heels reaching back behind his chest, reaching towards the thighs. We're going to lift our right heel up towards the sky. Three-legged dog. So our right heel is reaching up to the sky, our left heel reaching down to the ground. Now we're going to bring that top foot between our hands, bring it into our chest first, and then pressing that foot down. For our lunge, knee directly above the heel, joints stacked, nice and safe. Reaching that back thigh up towards the sky, and then you feel comfortable lifting all the way up. High lunge. Sinking that back heel down to the ground, that pinky toe pressed into the mat. Facing forward for warrior one, hips reaching towards our partner. Just do it. And warrior two, open up the hips to the side. Here we're going to hold on to our partner's hand or their wrist. And with this flow, we're going to alternate between one partner pulling, the other partner pulling right back. Deepening the stretch, reaching into our hips. We should do this one. And one more on each side. And we're just going to release hands, bring our forearm to the thigh, side ankle. So we're reaching, we are next to our partner. So our big knee is right next to our partner's big knee. We're going to reach over, press our palms together. And the reason we're pressing our palms together is to open up our shoulders. So we're pressing to open up our own shoulder. Sinking those hips down a little bit further. And gently releasing down to the ground. Stepping that foot back. Knee into the chest and then pressing back to downward facing dog. Moving into a vinyasa. Inhaling forward. Exhaling down. Inhaling. Exhaling back. Lifting up the left heel up to the sky. Three-legged dog. Getting crazy. Right foot reaching towards the ground. Left heel reaching up to the sky. And we're going to bring that foot forward for lunge. Knee over the chest. Just knee over, heel. Reaching up that back thigh up to the sky. Lifting up into our high lunge. Balancing. And sinking down nice and strong. Back foot comes to the ground. That pinky toe is pressed into the mat. Hips forward, warrior one. Just nice and open. You guys are looking good. So our back heels on the ground. And opening up to warrior two. Hips go to the side. Shoulders away from the ears. Gazing out over our top hand towards our partner. And we're going to hold our partner's hand on our wrist. Getting a nice good hold. And then one partner pulling. The other partner pulling right back. Not being afraid to kind of pull hard. It is Valentine's Day. And feeling this in our hips. Getting kind of low in that hip and that knee. One more on each side. And we're going to lower down to our side angle. Hand goes onto the thigh, lifting up over our head, pressing our palms together. Or holding onto the wrist, whatever. Opening up the shoulder towards the sky. Chest opening up to the side of the room, sinking our hips down. Ears look good. A little weird, but you look good. And one more breath here. And forward. Press that into the chest, stepping back. Taking a breath here. And we're going to walk the feet forward fold, giving some space for our partner. We're going to inhale some scoop all the way up. Exhale, and we're going to hold on to our partner's forearms as we sink our hips back for our chair. So chest reaching forward. Make sure we have our tailbone tucked under slightly. So we're not reaching back with our hips that far. We don't have our tailbone tucked. And squeeze down. Relying on our partner to not drop us. And then we're going to turn our chest to face the ground. Maybe bring our feet farther apart. Just reach the hips back behind us now. Taking another breath here. And bending the knees, pressing all the way up, sweeping. And now, we're going to do something different. We are going to see if we can make one big circle. Okay, keep everything where it is. We're going to come back to it. So, making one big circle, you want to be able to touch your partner's shoulder, so shoulder to shoulder. Okay, might need to make it a little smaller, we need to get a little bit closer again. So you can touch the shoulder, we have our arms extended all the way out. There we go. Let's scoot in. You're doing great. So what we're going to do here, we're going to step back just a second. So we're going to move into some balance poses. Okay? So feet pressed into the ground, hip width apart, feeling all four corners of the feet. We're going to begin to send our weight to the left side. We're going to bring our right foot onto our leg, avoiding the knee. So we're not placing it where it wants to go, either on the shin or maybe bringing that foot up to our hip so you can lower the hand for a minute. So in our tree circle, feeling the chest open, feeling the hips open. Reaching up, lengthening it from the foot, all the way to the crown of the head, growing like a tree. Taking another breath here. And we're going to gently release that foot from the leg, keeping it off the ground. We're going to twist that leg around. And we can either twist the leg all the way around, or just right here. But if we can, maybe tuck those toes underneath for our eagle pose. And we're going to sink the hips back. This is a lot easier with that. However many people are here holding us up, right? We're going to open the chest a bit. There we go. That was fantastic. And then gently untangling our leg. We're going to press that foot back behind us, letting go of our partners, reaching the arms forward, hips facing the ground, so we don't have our hip open at the side, we have our hip facing towards the earth. Reaching that foot back behind us and pressing into a wall. Reaching the chest forward like a seesaw. Warrior 3. Taking a breath here, you guys will great. We're just going to lower that foot down, just float it down. Just coming back. Holding on to our friend's trusty shoulders. Feeling our weight pressed into our feet, nice and strong, rooting the feet to the ground. Maybe having slight bend in the knees, just to engage the legs here. And we're going to find our weight pressing into our right side of that right hip. Beginning to lift the left foot, bring that foot onto the leg. Using a hand if we need to bring that foot all the way up, or keeping it down towards the ground. Opening up the hip here. Taking advantage of the fact that we have people supporting us, so maybe opening up the hips a bit more, opening up the chest a bit more. And taking another breath. reach the chest forward, warrior three. Coming into ideally a T. It doesn't have to be exactly in a T. As long as we're balancing, we have that foot reaching off the ground. Hips facing towards the ground. Both looking so good. One more breath here. And lowering that foot down, floating it back down to the earth. Inhaling, sweeping. Exhaling, heart center. And we're just gonna say, thanks guys. And then we're gonna go back to our mat. Okay, great. So in here, we're gonna go back to our downward facing dog. Sweeping up. And swan over back down. Step back up a bit at a time. Lift those hips up, back, sink them up towards the sky, and sinking into the heels. Nice and strong. Lifting the right leg up towards the sky, three-legged dog. And we're going to begin to open up that hip to the side, bending that knee over the body. Continuing to press into that left heel. Reaching our left heel towards the ground, pressing our hands into the ground. And if we can either stay here or moving into our wild thing by reaching that foot to the ground and pressing into that leg as we reach over the body. We don't have to go here. It is called wild thing for a reason. Hi, and our partner, high five. And just pressing back down, facing dog. Bringing that top foot forward, lunge. Reaching the chest forward, sweep up the heel. Sending out through that back heel. Let's jump in the high lunge. Arms out to the side. We're going to twist towards our knee. Holding onto our partner's arm. Same thing we did in our warrior two. One person pulling, the other person pulling back. Might be a little bit more difficult here with balance. So we're twisting towards our knee. Little good? There we go. And just experimenting with this. Your chest is going to be turned the other way around. Partner two is facing back. Partner one facing towards the mirrors. Opening up the chest. And one more breath here. And releasing the hands. Swan diving back down. Floating my hands down to the back. Downward dog. Lifting up the left heel up towards the sky, three-legged dog. Beginning to open up the hips towards the side of the room, maybe bending that knee over the body. Continue to reach that right heel into the ground. And then if we feel comfortable here, maybe lowering that top foot, cobras. Pressing into that leg as we extend it out from the top arm. Give your partner a high five. And the hardest part here is twisting back around. So we're going to bring that top foot, hand to the ground, and stay in our warrior. Downward dog, three-legged dog. Bring that top foot between hands for a lunge. We're going to move into that crazy lunge. So lifting all the way up. Twisted towards our front thigh. Holding hands or wrists. If we're close, we can go onto the forearm. And then make a dynamic pose. One partner pulling, the other partner pulling back. Deepening his toes. Working on our balance here, sinking that front knee. Same leg. sink forward, and one person may be on top of the other. So what you can do is you can just hold on to each other's arms as you sink together. And maybe even whispering a sweet nothing to your partner. Lifting up the right knee up towards the sky. And then moving to the pigeon on the other side. Leg lifts forward, shin across the mat. Hips reaching towards the ground. And then beginning to sink forward. And breathing into this pose, inhaling as we lengthen, exhaling as we ground towards the earth. Inhaling, beginning to come back up. Walk the hands back towards us. Lift up the back heel. We're actually going to sink the hips back, bring the feet forward. Oh yeah, such a grip. So, here, finding our handy dandy straps. Okay, so from here we're going to move to our partner pose. So we're going to hold on to either side of the strap, just to start. And we're going to bring one foot together, and then the other. And then we're going to work to straighten those legs if we can. With these bendy straps, be careful because you do not want to let go of the snap back. So please be very careful with these. So I don't really lose them. Finding a nice straight back. Chest open up towards our partner, gazing into our partner's beautiful eyes. And then keep these like very awkward. Bring the feet forward together, and then opening the hips. One more time, inhaling together. Exhaling, lowering all the way down to the ground. Nice, we can let go of our strap. Coming up onto the hips, moving the flesh out of the waist, and press the pelvis into the ground. We're going to bring our right arm across, holding on to our partner's wrist. Lifting up the left arm and just reaching back behind us. Reaching the chest up towards the sky. There we go. Taking another breath here. And we're going to reach over our head towards our toes. On that side. Maybe reaching for our toes. Can we touch our toes? Our partner's toes? Maybe two. And we're going to lift all the way back up. And holding onto the other arm. And letting go. The right, reaching back. Chest opening up towards the sky. Take some breath here. This feels awesome, right? Good confirmation. Next breath, reaching over the head, reaching for the toes on the other side. Just reaching for the toes, we don't actually have to touch the toes. But we're reaching over the head, keeping the chest nice and open towards our partner. Looking good. Okay, taking one more breath here. And coming back up to center, holding on to both hands, just reaching back. And then we're going to uncross our hands, bring them back together, holding on to the partner's hands. And partner one is going to press forward. Partner two is going to lay all the way back down to Like resting if you need to. And have to go all the way down. Or you can let go of the hips and let go. Taking another breath here. And we're going to come back up, holding up our partner, and then partner one, holding on the squat. If we need to, we can also bring the feet. We can bring the legs to cross over instead of the feet touching if that's easier for someone. So maybe trying that out. Okay. One more breath here. And helping up our partner, come back up to center. And taking a breath. And partner two is going to lay back on the mat. Partner one is going to. Partner two has the knees up towards the sky, feet on the ground, about hip width, just apart, about a foot away from the tailbone. And they're going to have their arms laying down on the ground, palms facing the earth. Starting at the base of the spine, on the next inhale, we're going to begin to lift the hips up towards the sky, peeling our back up off the mat so that we're onto our shoulders for our bridge raise. Partner one is going to come in front of partner two, 1 foot between the feet, the other foot back behind in that stance so that we are safe. We're going to reach to the lower hips and just lift the hips up. And communicating this to the partner. What is this feeling? Take a good breath. And gently releasing back down. Partner one comes to the other side. Feet behind partner two on either side of the head. You're going to gently bend down and on either side of their shoulders, hands out to the side, just pressing the shoulders into the ground. We should feel our partner's arms just open up out to the sides. Partner two, communicating. And then tell your partner how beautiful they are. Letting partner two just sit there for a moment. Partner two, how do you feel? Okay. You can let go of your partner unless you want. Just keep going. But then partner two, one is going to come back down to the mat. Partner two is hanging out there for a minute. Partner one is just going to lay down. Then partner two is going to bring their knees to their chest. And you have a few options. You can either move, just lean over to the side and press up, or you can come up like a little egg. Very carefully. And we're going to move to the same thing, but partner one this time. So partner one, hands down to the ground, palms on the mat. Beginning at the tailbone as we begin to reach the hips up towards the sky, peeling the back up off the ground. Partner two, doing to the front of partner one, 1 foot between your feet, the other back behind slightly.
It's like upper butt. Low back.
And reach the hips up towards the sky. Actually, reach a little further in. Yeah. And then communicate.
That sounds worse than I said.
think it is a happy baby. Maybe rolling from side to side, whatever makes feel good for our back and our legs. Breathing here. We're going to gently release the feet. We're going to lower one leg down to the ground, the other knee stays up. Arms out to the sides like a T, stacking the hips one on top of the other, letting that knee go over the leg and towards the ground on the other side. This is our supine spinal twist, so we're looking away from our knee as we press both shoulders into the ground. We can adjust as we need to in this pose, maybe pressing that leg into the ground with our hand, or even straightening that top leg. Or even coming out of this pose a little bit if we need to. Taking a breath in. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, and grounding, sinking. We're going to begin to twist back to center, bringing that top foot onto the knee, the right knee. Opening up the knee out to the side. We're going to reach between the legs to bring that thigh towards our chest. Hinging the heels. Keeping our feet nice and fit. There we go. Taking a breath here, reaching into the wall. And gently releasing back down. We're going to move to the other side, so straightening out that opposite leg. Watch out for her. Arms out to the side, and stacking the hips one on top of the other. Reaching that top knee out to the side over the body. Looking out away from our knee, pressing our shoulder into the ground. And then adjusting as we need to, maybe pressing down that leg, right top arm. Maybe straighten that leg, or gently moving out of this pose if you need to, over stretching, respecting our body. Taking another breath here. And gently twisting out, bringing that top foot onto the knee. Right knee goes out to the side, and then reaching between the legs to bring that thigh towards the chest, hinging the heels, coming up into a ball, stretching out that leg. And gently lowering back and down. We're going to move into our supine butterfly. Soles of the feet pressed together, opening up the hips. Lowering back down to the ground. Bringing one hand to the belly, the other hand to the chest. Feeling the breath, feeling our belly and our chest rise and fall as we inhale and as we exhale. And then cowering this pose, we're going to bring our feet wide on the mat to either side, bringing the knees to rest together. Take a deep breath here, finding the natural rhythm of our breath. And after another breath or two, gently making our way to Shavasana, allowing the legs to just reach out, laying on the ground. And you can touch your partner and really allow the legs to rest on each other, or you don't have to. Allowing legs to just splay out to the side. Shoulder releasing that tension in our forehead, letting it go. Releasing any tension in your jaw. Relaxing the shoulders back and down, inhaling sweep all the way up. Exhaling and pressing the palms together, heart center. And acknowledging the light which is in every one of us, we can say it together, namaste. You all did a wonderful job. And before you leave, actually right now, we're just going to give our heart. Because you And if you guys have any questions or anything, please come to see me. My name is McKenzie and I. Hope you guys have a wonderful day today.